so I think you can assume what it's going to be about. Before I get started, I just want to talk about, after you graduate high school, a whole new door of opportunities opens for you. And around this time, after you graduate, you're going to be an adult, you're going to be 18. And once you turn 18, you can buy cigarettes, you can vote, you can live by yourself, and you can fight for your country. But what can't you do? You can't go to the store, buy a six-pack, and legally enjoy a beer yourself. So let's start off with a little history of the drinking age. So right now the current drinking age is 21. Back in the 70s it was 18 during the Vietnam War. A lot of people believe that since these young kids have to go fight, they should be able to drink and all of that. But I think due to a lot of fatalities during that time, MAD, also known as Mothers Against Drunk Driving, changed the drinking age up to 21 in 1984. So as I said before, when you're 18, you can purchase cigarettes, go join the military, you have all of these rights, but you don't have the rights and responsibilities of purchasing alcohol. So that brings me to my second point, which is binge drinking. So as we all know, okay. So when we enter college, we're really young, and we're 18 or 19, and I think as young adults, we all have that sense of we want what we can't have. And what can't we have is alcohol. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to go crazy for it, but it means that we have to do this in secrecy, and a lot of these kids are sneaking drinks in their dorm rooms. They're kind of drinking a lot before they go out because they know they can't drink when they're out. And 17.5% of consumer spenders are under the age of 21, according to Caleb Daniloff of Boston University. And of these consumers, 90% of them binge drink, and that is reported by John McCardle of Choose Responsibly. And Choose Responsibly is a group that he has founded, which is an advocate for raising alcohol awareness, promoting, even though we aren't allowed to drink, if we're under 21, at least we're aware and we know the consequences that it can come with, so at least we drink a little more responsibly. And from this comes the Amethyst Initiative, and that's a petition that over 130 colleges have signed to actually consider lowering the drinking age back to 18. Next is lowering the drinking age to 18 can raise awareness. In Canada, the drinking age is 18, and in Germany, the drinking age is 16. Now, in a study done at McGill University in Canada, the reporter of Boston University, Caleb Daniloff, as I said earlier, he noticed that there is an environment of civilized drinking. And what that means is there isn't as much secrecy or separation between adult drinkers and these underage drinkers. Rather, everyone can go to a bar, or 18 and up at least. You can go to a bar, you can converse with people of all kinds of ages, and it really opens up a sense of maturity because older drinkers are kind of there to give you, to let you know, hey, maybe you should slow down, I know more than you, instead of them just kind of hiding away with each other. And it creates a more open culture towards drinking as well. So this is a map I wanted to show you, and it shows all the drinking ages in other countries. So you see in the US, Alaska, Hawaii, all of that, it's dark red, and that means that the drinking age is 21. But if you look in Europe and in Japan, their age is 20. And in Europe, most of their ages are 18 or 19 and all of that. And this brings me to an interesting quote. This is the kind of stuff we did in high school. Gee, these people are silly. They spent so much time thinking about alcohol. So I'm not saying we should lower the age all the way down to 16, but I feel like if you have access to alcohol when you're 18, it might not be such a big deal anymore because it's been around, it's so open, no one cares. not care, but they're okay if you drink, so you don't feel as inclined to kind of do it in secrecy and really harm yourself. Now, although I strongly want you to consider favoring lowering the age of alcohol purchase to 18, we do have to give credit to the Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Jan Withers is the president of this, and she reported that since this drinking age was raised to 21 back in 1984, it's saved over 25,000 lives since then. And as you can see, from 1982 to 2005, it dropped about like 10,000 lives that they're saving with each drunk driving accident. However, we do have to consider that they only factor in accidents caused by drunk driving. A lot of fatalities from alcohol can be from alcohol poisoning, accidents, violence, and all of that stuff. So that's why we need this awareness to prevent that. And this is a graph showing the drunk driving decline, male and female, and as you can see, 1980 all the way to 2010, it just kind of decreased pretty drastically if you think about it. Overall, let's look at the big picture. So drunk driving, it isn't age specific. I actually found in a study that 90% of drunk driving fatalities are caused by people over the age of 21. But it still occurs under, but lowering the alcohol age of consent to 18 can prevent binge drinking on college campuses specifically. It increases alcohol awareness because if it's more of an open culture, people aren't inclined to do it in such large amounts, and it'll help their health and safety. And it'll create future responsibility as a whole. Because right now, I don't think this one-size-fits-all age isn't working, so that's why I highly encourage you guys to consider thinking about supporting the age of 18 for alcohol consumption. Thank you.